back to the grind. Welcome back to the hustle. Welcome back to a new Saturday series where we're going to explore Costco's right across San Diego County. Our goal is to do one Costco every Saturday from open to close to see how much we can make. And at the end of it, we can see which Costco is more profitable on a Saturday. All right, we are making our way to our first Costco. We'll see you there. All right, so we made it to our first Costco on our journey. It was open its doors in 1992. It's one of the busiest ones in North County, San Diego, and we're talking about Carlsbad Costco. So let's go do a quick tour. All right, like all Costcos, they have a food court. This one's on the outside, and it gets super busy here. All right, let's make our way to inside. All Costcos, you need a membership to get inside. We have the executive card right here. You can see most Costcos are similar in setup. You got all your electronics at the beginning, and then usually all your seasonal stuff is here. All your appliances, platewares, things like that. All right, so we made it towards the back of the store. As you can see, alcohol, and the bakeries over to the right here. And then meat department, deli. All right, that brings us to our produce areas. Produce is usually outside, and then the produce fridge right there. As we move towards the back of the store, this is where all the like laundry, paper products are. They do have the dairy fridge on this side of the store. All right, so we move to the back wall of the stores, and throughout the aisles you can see snacks, drinks. Work your way down towards your freezer sections where you have your some dairy stuff, which is refrigerated like here. Work our way down, frozen stuff, and then over here you got all your dry paper products, waters, drinks. All right, then I'll make our way towards the pharmacy. And there's your pharmacy, and then after that is just towards the front of the store where you do your checkouts. Pretty much similar to most Costco's now. I think they're all trying to get somewhat uniform in consistency in how they have the store layout. All right, that was a little quick tour of the Costco up here in Carlsbad. Now we're just waiting on Costco drop to happen around 9:20. Hopefully we can pick up something decent. All right, it's been about an hour in, and we've seen a few batches, but nothing worth taking. Around 9:25, we saw 47 triple, 38 items, going 16 miles, something like that. And then we saw 45, that was less items, a little, I think it was going like 9 miles, something like that. We saw 35, and then we saw a bunch of singles, $12, $17 orders. It does say it's busy here, but honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I thought there'd be a lot better orders coming out and a lot more orders, but fortunately, it just hasn't happened yet. All right, we finally got one. It's not the greatest, but it's something, and we've been sitting around too long not to do something. We got a 44, it's going 11.6 miles, 28 items, 32 units, 3 customers. All right, let's go inside and let's go shopping. We're out of there. Did have to refund 1 item, mango slices. Making our way to a drop off. It's not the ideal batch I wanted to start the day off with, but it's something, get our day going. All right, we'll see you at the drop offs.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm gonna take my dog out, if you wouldn't mind just throwing it on the porch.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
but I am not walking up this with 4 trips. So that is why I parked up here. There is no way I was gonna do 4 trips walking up this. All right, we got that order dropped off. That batch pay came out to be $43.92. We are making our way back to Costco Carlsbad. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get something better than what we just did. All right, guys, this is not happening. We finally got an order after a good hour and a half. We got a 45 triple, 37 items, 38 units, going 11 miles. All right, we're out of there. I did have to refund one item. This item here, these Bucci indoor proof. They're out of stock of those. But besides that, everything else is there. Total drop off, like I said, it was like 11.5 miles. Like I was saying earlier, very disappointed. I thought this store was a lot busier. I don't know what happened, but man, I don't know if it's just me, but I am not seeing any orders at all. And I'm like really struggling to stay up here. But time is what, 3:10? They close at 7, so maybe 1 or 2 more orders from here, depending if I see anything when I get back. I mean, this one took us at least an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to get. So definitely not the expectation I was looking for when I came into this, because I know this store, and this store has a lot of volume, and for it to be this slow, something's got to be up. Hello.
How are you?
Good. All right, we got that order dropped off. That batch pay came out to be $44.61. We are making our way back to Costco Carlsbad. Time is 3:45. We'll probably get there at 4 o'clock. So that gives us 3 hours. I'm not too sure what it's going to be like. Hopefully we can pick up another order right away. All right, this might be our last order up here. We picked up a 39 single going 9.4 miles. A lot of items though, 44 items, 46 unit. All right, let's go do it.
Now the Costco lab.
right, we're up and out of there. No replacements, no refund. We found all 46 items, which is good. The drop off is going south towards the San Diego, which is good. So I can just hightail straight home after I drop this off. Like, it doesn't make no sense of coming back up here to sit here for like what 45 minutes and look at nothing. So this will definitely be the last order for Costco Carlsbad. Very disappointed in the day, honestly, truly. I thought it was going to be a lot busier than what it was, or at least for me. I was not seeing any orders, guys. Today it was pathetic. I think the highest order that I saw, the highest batch that I saw was 50 that flashed on the screen. It didn't populate, but besides that, it's just been pure garbage. All right, let's go get these orders dropped off and then run through the numbers. All right, so unfortunately, no drop-off action on that last one. They all came out to help me unload the vehicle. All right, so let's run through the results. Like I said, very disappointing day today. I was expecting a lot more, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. We ended up doing a total of only 3 batches today. We picked up our first one was a 44 that dropped down to a 43. Then we picked up a 45 that dropped down to a 44. And then this last one for $39 for a grand total of $128.41. Very disappointment. Thought at least hit $200 today, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. You know, days like this does happen. You just gotta dust yourself off and pick yourself up and do it again. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. All right, next Costco tour will be next Saturday. I'm not gonna disclose where we're going. All right, family, hope you like this content. If you do, hit that like button. It does help me out in the YouTube world. If you're new to this channel, you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click on that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop the next video. All right, family, until next time, keep on hustling.